Oh my god, guys. Night Rain is so much fun. My brain finds it so exciting to not know what build you're going to have at the beginning of the expedition, finding cool weapons and then using them on surprise bosses. It's just great. The only downside is, well, after a while, Night Rain gets a bit samey. If you play for long enough, you could tell the maps aren't actually randomized. And the boss pool can sometimes be a bit, well, mid. If only there was a way to have the full Night Rain experience, but actually fight the real juicy Elden Ring bosses. But wait, there is. If you're willing to do something a little bit unconventional. On Nexus Mods, there's the Elden Ring Item and Enemy Randomizer, developed by thefifthmatt. Thank you, Matt! In this mod, items found in the world, and shops, and enemy and boss drops, and character starting loadouts are all randomized. If you want, you can also have the key items randomized. Now in Elden Ring, a certain number of key items are required to progress the game. So in a randomizer, we don't know where they are, and you have to search the game for them. And if you can't find them, well, you're stuck and you can't finish the game. First off, you need 2 great runes to enter Landel. This is not so bad, because there are actually 6 great runes in the game. The ones that you get from defeating Godric, Rellana, Radahn, Morgott, Rykard, and Mohg. And you only need 2. Piece of cake. What's actually more scary is the rolled medallion, which you need to enter the mountaintops of the giants. In vanilla Elden Ring, Melina gives it to you after you beat Morgott. But in a randomizer, you'll probably get something else. So you have to scour the map to try to find these key items, or else you can't actually progress and finish the game. So where do you find these precious items? In a randomizer of this type, the location of a potential key item is called a check. Matt has very helpfully compiled a list of checks on the randomizer load screen. Thank you, Matt! Basically, all major bosses are a check, along with all merchants and a certain number of chests in random hard-to-get locations. So it's happy hunting. Now that we know what we're doing, the challenge is straightforward. We use the thefifthmatt's randomizer to scramble everything in Elden Ring. We start the game, and then try to roll credits if we can. Will it be a cakewalk where I get Moose and Goldrick blocking the main paths? Or will it be Promise Consort Radahn and Melania blocking me at every turn? Stay tuned to find out. The first very important step is to choose one's starting class. All the weapons, armor, and items are randomized, so we get some pretty weird people to choose from. I hesitate between picking a bandit that starts with the Reduvia and a pretty dress, but finally opt for the Vagabond, because the overall stats are better. And the Beast Claw isn't bad. I get immediately destroyed by the grafted Red Wolf, who's now squatting the Chapel of Anticipation. And we're off to the races. We start at the Church of Ella to check Kali to see what he's got, since merchants can sell valuable upgrade materials, weapons, and above all, key items. 2 golden seeds. Those will definitely come in handy, but it's not great. Out in Limgrave, it's chaos. With fire knights, lobsters, and giant ants just hanging around. In the early game of a randomizer, one needs to get set up. Limgrave offers a number of graveyards with random items that, we hope, can provide us good weapons and upgrades. We'll also be looking for boss remembrances, since they'll provide a lot of runes that we can use to level up quickly. In today's seed, not so much. Melina takes us to the Round Table Hold, where we're introduced to our companions, who all seem to be dressed for some kind of burlesque Halloween party. We check the Round Table shop, and yeah, it sucks too. We head to Dragon Barrow to do our first environment check. 1/2 of the Dectus medallion. And again, nothing. I'm starting to sense a pattern. I wander around Limgrave and Caelid to try to find good stuff, getting destroyed at every turn. But I find very little of interest. Until When I went to check the Dectus half at Fort Height, I didn't get a key item. However, I did get the Stormhawk Axe. The Stormhawk Axe has two main properties that make it excellent for a randomizer. First, it upgrades with Somber Stones, which only take one each to move up the level. And second, it has a pretty cool Ash of War that creates a tornado and it coats your weapon with lightning. With a +2 Stormhawk Axe, I decided it's time to try to fight our first boss, Margit. Well, actually whoever's in Margit's arena. Oh, it's Godfrey. The damage is okay, but it's a bit weird to fight him in Margit's narrow arena instead of his spacious regular zone. Yeah, he's not meant to be in this arena. There's like no space to go to avoid his AoEs. It's really not fair. I finally figured out how to roll the AoE instead of avoiding it. See, the randomizer is already improving my skills. And I eke out a victory at last. And all that for a sacred tear. Great. We head to Stormvale to fight Godric's replacement. And for once, running up the main path isn't actually painful because there's no one shooting at you. The same cannot be said, however, of the courtyard, which is complete madness. In Stormvale Castle, we finally get our first remembrance, the Elden Beast one, so I can finally get some levels and become less squishy. We are now ready to fight whatever poor boss is in Godric's arena. Well, hello, Melania the Grafted. The Stormhawk Axe's Ash of War does a great job. But Melania is Melania, so I guess we'll come back. I head down to the Weeping Peninsula and check who's in the Misbegotten's arena, because this is also a key item check. Ah, it's Rolano. Really, not much better. Yeah, okay, I'll see you later, Rolano. I think it's time to go to Liurnia. Our trip to Liurnia immediately pays off, since this is the first merchant that has the Somber 3 that we were missing. I'd found Somber 4 and 5 randomly in a cave somewhere before, so now we can upgrade our axe to +5. Okay, Rolana, let's fight. You know, if I can, make it to your boss room. With the extra damage, Rolana's no sweat. And for our troubles, we get an Iron Wet Blade? Are you kidding me? Maybe Loretta will have something better. Loretta, it turns out, is Phase 2 Fire Giant. I mean, okay. He does a lot of damage, but he's fairly predictable. And I get him on the first try. And we still get no Great Rune. Although, the Academy Key will allow us to go to Raya Lucaria, where there are at least 6 checks. So, at least I feel like we're making a bit of progress. We make it through Raya Lucaria with still no Great Runes in sight. But maybe Renala's replacement will give us something. Renala is a 2-phase boss, and it turns out the way that this is encoded in the game is that, well, you just fight 2 different bosses back to back. So when you do a randomizer, 2-phase bosses have 2 actual bosses back to back. In this case, we have Promise Consort Radon as Phase 1 Renala. Let's go back to Melania. My damage is better, but dodging Waterfall Dance in an arena full of tombstones, not fun. I finally get her, though. You know how I was saying that in Randomizer 2-phase bosses show up separately in their different phases? Yeah, well, apparently not Melania. You have to do both phases in one fight. Let's keep going. Not having found both halves of the Dectus medallion, I have to go through the Magma Worm tunnel to get to the Altus Plateau. and today, Magma Worm is Leonine Misbegotten. Oh, thank God. I was worried I'd be stuck. But Leonine is a pushover, and now I can get to Altus to try to find some more Great Runes. Getting to Altus also triggers the start of the Radon Festival, so that's where we'll go now. I load into Radon's arena. Who's it gonna be? Oh, it's me. What a treat. After showing myself who's boss, I wait impatiently for a Great Rune. And it's a black wet blade. I'm starting to get a bit worried. There aren't many more places to check. Well, above ground, that is. But Elden Ring has a whole set of parallel underground areas, whose bosses are also checks. I head to Shifa River to fight the Moose, whose phase 1 is Fire Giant. Pfft, it's no sweat, but also no Great Rune. Okay, I don't have a choice. I have to lock in and fight PCR and Melania. I upgrade my character as much as I can for the moment and go into Promised Consort Radon. Honestly, since it's only the first phase, it's really not so bad. I mean, I fought him so many goddamn times when I was doing the DLC that I actually kind of know his moves. The early game scaling combined with my +6 axe makes short work of him. And then we move on to the second boss, Phase 1 Rykard. Okay, so the randomizer does this very cool thing where it just gives you the Serpent Hunter when Rykard spawns. But you have to realize this and equip it before you get eaten. Also, the Serpent Hunter is heavy, so you're going to be fat rolling. So it's actually a bit stressful. But once I shed some weight, I was able to pull it together and not have to redo PCR Phase 1. But still, no Great Rune. Okay, Melania, it's your turn. Give me a Great Rune. Uh-oh. There's only a couple places left to check. We head to Ainsel River, which is about as crazy as one might expect, and enter the boss room to find Romina of Noxtella. She's a tough boss, and I get rotted. But the damage we're doing with the +6 weapon is enough to take her down. And she rewards us with Melania's Great Rune. Finally! But now we have to get another one. Where can we go? I suddenly remember a place that I don't think I've ever visited since my first playthrough that has a check. The Shaded Castle in Altus. The boss that's usually there is Elamur of the Briar, the bell-bearing hunter. But today it's Death Knight. Ugh, a Death Knight. But our damage is good and we persevere. And for our troubles, we get the second Great Rune. Those Great Runes are always in the last place you check. So now it's on to the capital. I somehow managed to first try the Draconic Regalia, despite never having fought it before in the DLC, and enter Leyndell. We get Malekith Phase 1 as Godfrey, and we head to Morgoth's Arena. Who's it gonna be? Surprise! It's Bael! The Bael fight is a little sad without Egon there, but I just hack away at his stump and he goes down on the first try. I mean, just barely. I had fortunately acquired Brold's medallion earlier in the game from beating Godskin duo in the Red Wolf's arena in Raya Lucaria, so we can immediately enter the mountaintops. So, who's in Fire Giant's arena? Oh, it's Magma Worm from Night Rain. Phew, that was tough. But wait, Fire Giant has 2 phases. So that means we have to fight a second boss. Phase 2 Rykard? Oh dear. Now where did I put my Storm Ruler? Oh god, heavy roll. Still heavy roll. Guess I'll just tough it out. Camera. We're right next to the arena wall. Yeah, okay. But doable. The next try, with some light armor and Rykard getting kind of stuck on a hill, we get him. On to Faramazula. In the Godskin Duo's arena, we have Ratigan. He takes a couple tries, but he's way easier than the duo. You know, if you don't cheese them with sleep. And then on to Malekith. It's the Godskin Noble. He's pretty chunky, but not so bad. And now we have Midra, the Black Blade, as Phase 2. We literally have the boss with the most HP in the game as Malekith's second phase. I'm not gonna lie, this fight took me a long time. And also because I'd only ever fought Midra once in my casual DLC playthrough, so I basically had to learn his moves from scratch, after beating Noble every time. But the hard work paid off, and I finally defeated him. Only 3 bosses to go. Well, actually 5 bosses to go. Instead of Gideon, we have Loretta the All-Knowing. She's a tough boss, but nothing compared to Noble plus Midra. Also, I've been practicing her a lot in Night Rain. And then we go to Godfrey and Horalu, who, this time, are Red Wolf and Moose. Finally! An easy one! Oh my god, I can taste victory. Only 2 more to go. Oh crap, it's Placidusax. If Midra technically has the most HP in the game, then Placia's gotta be in second place. Look at this health bar. And this is only the first phase. After a couple of tries I have to face facts. It's gonna take me forever to chunk my way through this monster, and be completely depleted by the time I face God knows who as the second phase. So I decided to call in some reinforcements. Summons. I'd picked up the Dung Eater puppet at some point in my journey, and everyone on the internet said it was really one of the best summons. So I decided to see if he could give me the extra firepower that I so desperately needed to not lose my mind fighting the final boss. Little Bro and his Sword of Milosh do the trick, and we get to see the second phase. Mesmer Phase 2. Well, when it's 2 against 1, poor Mesmer doesn't stand a chance. You can't help but feel sorry for him. I don't think he's got a very happy life. But with that, we win. I had randomly picked up Roundy's wedding ring somewhere, so I decided to propose to her in the final cutscene. And with that, my first Elden Ring item and enemy randomizer is complete. So, how hard was it really? Well, for me, it was the exact right level of challenge. A new way to experience the game that I love, and to learn all sorts of new things about it and its structure. It made a game that I'd played for hundreds of hours feel fresh and new. And I just can't wait to do another one.